You woke up 8 hours ago. You've done almost nothing, and yet you feel like you just ran a marathon through waist-deep mud. Your blood work is fine. Your caffeine intake is borderline lethal. You've tried the early-to-bed, early-to-rise thing for exactly 2 days before spiraling back into a TikTok hole at midnight. But here's the kicker. You aren't physically exhausted. You're mentally evaporated. In the next 10 minutes, we're going to peel back the layers of why your brain is sabotaging your energy. We're moving past the drink more water cliches and diving into the psychological mechanics of why your generation, the most connected generation in history, is also the most chronically drained. If you feel like a high-performance engine running on a dying AA battery, this is for you. Psychology has a term for the weight you're carrying. It's called cognitive load, but I prefer to call it the ghost task. Think about your day. It's not the big things that drain you. It's the in-between moments. It's the text you read but didn't reply to. It's the decision of what to eat for lunch that felt like a philosophical crisis. It's the guilt of the project you haven't started. Every unfinished thought is a tab left open in your brain. And even if you aren't looking at that tab, it's still using RAM. By 2 p.m., your system is overheating, not because you've worked hard, but because you've thought about working 1,000 times without actually doing it. Let's talk about the 18 to 30-year-old experience. We are the first generation to live in a dopamine economy. You feel tired because you are overstimulated and undernourished. I'm not talking about kale salads, I'm talking about your nervous system. When you scroll through short-form video for 2 hours, you aren't relaxing. You are forcing your brain to process 150 different emotional cues, 60 different songs, and 20 different life-altering hacks in a span of 120 minutes. Every scroll is like a micro-event. By the time you put the phone down, your prefrontal cortex, the part of you that handles logic and energy, is screaming for mercy. You aren't tired because you're doing too much. You're tired because you're doing too much of the wrong things. You are experiencing active fatigue. You are burning fuel while your car is in park. Why does the tiredness feel so heavy? There's a psychological phenomenon called the Zeigarnik Effect. It states that people remember uncompleted or interrupted tasks better than completed ones. Your brain is literally designed to nag you. Did you send that email? You should probably work out. Remember that embarrassing thing you said in 2019? Every constant internal chatter creates a state of hypervigilance. Your body thinks it's under threat because your to-do list looks like a predator to your nervous system. When you are constantly on alert, your body produces cortisol. Chronic cortisol leads to, well, total adrenal burnout. Then comes decision fatigue. Studies show we make about 35,000 decisions a day. For someone in their 20s today, that number is likely higher. Should I post this? Which filter? Do I stay in this relationship or swipe for a new one? By the time you have to do something that actually matters, your decision muscle has already failed. You aren't lazy. You're just out of choice currency. Does this sound familiar? You have a free Saturday. You plan to clean, hit the gym, and maybe read that book on your nightstand. But you wake up, look at the mess, feel a wave of exhaustion, and decide to just check one thing on your phone. 4 hours later, the sun is lower in the sky. You feel worse than when you woke up. Your back hurts, your eyes are dry, and the mental weight of the unused Saturday now feels like a physical lead vest. This is the shame-exhaustion loop. The more tired you feel, the less you do. The less you do, the more you judge yourself. The more you judge yourself, the more mental energy you consume. This is a cycle that turns high-potential individuals into shells of themselves. You aren't burnt out from the 9 to 5. You're burnt out from the 5 to 9, the hours where you're supposed to be living, but you're actually just vibrating with anxiety. Here is the hard truth. Laying on the couch scrolling is not rest.
In fact, for your brain, it's the opposite of rest. True rest requires disconnection. If you want to stop feeling tired, you have to understand the difference between numbing and recharging. Numbing is Netflix, TikTok, and stress eating. Recharging is boredom. Yes, boredom. Your brain needs white space. It needs time where it isn't being fed a stream of information. When was the last time you sat in a car without headphones? When was the last time you washed the dishes without a podcast playing? By filling every second of emptiness with input, you are denying your brain the chance to defragment its hard drive. No wonder you're crashing. So, how do we fix this? We don't need a biohack. We need a psychological reset. First, the closed-loop system. Stop leaving tabs open. If a task takes less than 2 minutes, do it now. If it takes longer, write it down in a physical place and tell your brain, I will handle this later. This kills the Zeigarnik Effect. You are giving your brain permission to stop thinking about it. Second, the dopamine fast hour. For the first hour of your day and the last hour of your night, no screens, none. Your brain needs to transition into the world without a barrage of external data. Third, movement as medicine. It sounds counterintuitive, but physical exertion creates mental energy. If you're tired, don't lie down, walk. Your brain associates your bed with specific stress triggers. Breaking the physical scene breaks the mental loop. There is a darker reason we stay tired. Tiredness is a perfect excuse. If I'm too tired to try, I can't fail. If I'm too tired to pursue my dream, I don't have to face the fear that I might not be good enough. Chronic exhaustion can become a comfort zone. It's a shield we use to protect ourselves from the demands of a high-pressure world. But that shield is heavy, and eventually, it will crush you. The world doesn't need more busy people. It needs people who are awake. People who have the clarity to look at their lives and say, I am in control of where my attention goes. You aren't a broken machine. You're a human being living in a digital storm. The exhaustion you feel is your body's way of asking for a boundary. It's asking you to stop giving your energy to people you've never met and apps that don't care about you. Tonight, try something radical. Turn it all off. Sit in the silence. Let your brain catch up to your body. You'll be surprised at how much energy was waiting for you on the other side of that silence. If this resonated with you, if you've been feeling that muddy exhaustion lately, let me know in the comments. Describe what your ghost tasks are. Sometimes naming them is the first step to clearing them. And if you want more deep dives into the psychology of how we live today, hit subscribe. We're building a community of people who want to think better so they can live better. Stay awake.